Yo guys, what's going on, man? So this is going to be a bit of a surreal one. I know a lot of the videos I tend to be a little bit emotional and a little bit like there's a lot going on. But essentially today is my birthday. So today I finally leave behind my 20s. And I guess this would be a little bit of a diary for me. Diary of a 30-year-old. Let's put it that, yeah? And I just wanted to kind of jump on this Sunday and kind of go through how the last couple of days have been, how the journey's been so far. I'm sorry that I don't look as a professional as, well, most people on YouTube, but I just wanted to talk to you guys and genuinely just explain to you guys the fact that, look, Alhamdulillah, today I've turned 30 years old and there's so much to reflect on. There's so much to self-reflect on. There's so many lessons I've learned. There's so many things that I wish I could have done better in my 20s. So look, if you're in your early 20s or even in your 20s or past your 20s and your 40s, 50s, or you're like me in your 30s, or you're even prior to that. Look, I'm just saying, if you're from any range in life, but most particularly in your 20s, yeah? Let me give you a piece of advice. In my opinion, you should only take the opinion of people who are where you want to be. Now, let me just give you the reason why, because a lot of the times through my 30s, through my 20s, I listened to every Tom, Dick and Harry. I listened to so many people who had no idea, or they had the idea, but they just wouldn't share it, or they gatekeep their way through it, right? And genuinely, my advice to my younger audience is that go out there and do the best that you possibly can and try your hardest to follow your passion. Listen, in my 20s, I tended to waste a lot of time, doubted myself a lot. If I had taken my 20s seriously, who knows where I would have been today. But you see, the pain of progress is very different to the pain of regret. And what you need to understand as a person is that genuinely, the worst kind of pain you can have is regret, because it never goes away. You can never fix it. As you progress, you get better, you'll have different kinds of pains, growing pains, right? And as you get better at something, or you train more, or you go to the gym harder, or you change your diet, you're going to have certain pains. But you know, the one pain you won't have is the pain of regret. And wallahi, at 30 years old now, I have many, many regrets. I wish, and look, I'm a firm believer in God. And I believe that everything happens for a reason, and every plan happens for a reason. I started my YouTube journey 9 years ago, and I've always loved YouTube. I've always loved creating content, making videos, essentially being the center of attention, being funny, being entertaining. I've always loved it. Always loved it. Always had a passion for it. Always loved YouTube, watched YouTube, consumed YouTube regularly. I've been like a YouTube premium subscriber for God knows how many years, like probably since it came out, right? And I've always loved YouTube. And I remember I started a gaming channel back when I was maybe 20 years old, or 19, 20 years old, so 10 years ago. And I think to myself, imagine if I had stuck to it. Genuinely, imagine if I had stuck to it. Imagine if I had just consistently posted every week for 9 or 10 years. What would that success have compounded into? Now, you can sit back and you can regret, right? And there's that beautiful saying that I talk about in so many of my videos, which is that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago or 10 years ago. The second best time is now. Look, on my reflection as a 30-year-old, and my advice to my 20-year-old self, to my 20-year-old son when he becomes 20, and to any of you in your 20s now who maybe feel a bit lost, maybe have ideas that you want to pursue but don't know how to do it, or you have self-doubt, you need to understand something. If you don't get out and try, if you don't get out and do it, and when I mean try, I don't mean like as in half-ass it, but I mean actually go out and physically do it over and over again. Believe me, days turn into months, months turn into years, years turn into decades, and decades turn into lifetimes. Like that. Like that. I had my beautiful son 2.5 years ago. And he's grown up like this. And I don't know where the time's gone. But what I can advise is that you can either stay stuck and keep dragging behind time and chasing time, or you can make up for the lost time and go hard right now. Go hard. It's funny because when I went to the CEO course rally, obviously I was spending time with Brother Raheem and some of the guys there, and Brother Mehdi and a couple of the guys that are on social media and stuff. And, the one thing you realize is there was a time where they were like this. There was a time when they were, I think Stephen Bartlett had it in one of his videos where he was talking about he literally just had this podcast that he just started from a little room. And he just started filming and filming and filming. Every one of these guys, they just kept at it. And what you realize is it wasn't the fact that they had the best equipment. It wasn't the fact that they had some super genius marketing strategy that put them ahead and above of everybody else. Sorry, I'm also checking my watch because that's kind of like the way I make sure that I'm recording properly. But it wasn't the fact that they had some sort of genius marketing strategy or that they were elite content creators to start off with. They just did the reps. They just did the reps. So you need to understand, look, if I had started the gym 10 years ago, you're telling me I wouldn't have been in good shape? Or at least decent shape? 10 years sounds like a long time, but it goes so quickly. We're at the end of 2025 almost. It's now the 9th of November. I'm 30 years old today. I remember being 20. I remember being, 15, 16. I remember just coming out of school. I remember when flipping GTA 5 came out. I was in college, bro. I was in college. I remember when Red Dead Redemption came out. I remember when I was playing on the PS2. I remember when I was playing on the PSPs and how mental they were. I remember Walkman phones. I remember Blockbuster. I remember Woolworths Pick and Mix, even though they were haram, but still. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember all these things like they were yesterday, but they weren't. They were 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Life goes quickly, man. Life goes quickly. And I'm talking to you here, explaining to you as a 30-year-old man, yes, I have regrets. I do have regrets. And I can't go back and change that. But what I can do is make the change today. Look, I can give you the motivational speech, and this is not meant to be a motivational kind of speech, but essentially it's a bit of a diary to myself. It's funny, I was talking to one of the brothers yesterday, and I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but he was talking about this business idea that he had, and that there was a real reason behind it. He wanted to do this because of certain things in the family, etc. So he had a passion for it. And I said, bro, what are you worried about? And he's like, well, I need money. And I said, bro, you haven't even tried yet. Like, sure, yeah, you need money for certain things. You need money for everything. But why not deal and work on a framework that you currently have available to you now? If you don't have the funds, do what you can. I don't have the money to shoot in a studio. I don't have the money to have a fancy editor or a team behind me posting my content, or, alhamdulillah, like my wife posts my content for me. Do you know what I'm saying? And she sits there and edits it, and then I help with like the YouTube stuff, and I edit, and then I'll do posts and she'll do posts, and like we'll work together on it. And maybe you have a sibling or a friend or somebody who's passionate about it with you, or thinks that there's something out there for you. Go out there and try your best and do what you possibly can. Do the best that you possibly can. And you won't know until you do it. Believe that. You will not know until you do it. So this is me coming to you as a 30-year-old, genuinely, like, life is good. Life is so good. I'm healthy. I have my parents. I have my child. My child is healthy. My parents are healthy. My wife is healthy. I'm healthy. There are a lot of blessings, So if you're young, first count your blessings. Let me give you the framework, a simple framework. This is not some course I'm going to tell you. Although I might do eventually. The goal is to get monetized. If you can ensure that you give it your best effort for the next, start with 6 months. 6 months consistently. Roll it into a year. Once you hit the year mark, you'll want to do it for 2 years. Once you hit 2 years, you want to do it for 5 years. 5 years turns to 10 years. And see where you end up. Because I don't care what strategy you have. I don't care how much you pay. I don't care what scenario you have or what friends you have on social media that can boost you. Everybody has an unfair advantage. Make your unfair advantage the fact that you don't give up. And that's what my company is about, Lead Legacy. It's built by those, that's how I was saying, right? So built by those who don't quit. I'm not going to quit. I am going to make it. Inshallah. I am going to create a YouTube channel that is prosperous, that becomes my full-time job. I am going to become big on social media. I don't care about fame, but I'll be able to do it as a job. I do have good days and I do have bad days. Today is a bad day. That's me being honest with you. Today was a bad day. But you still have to get it. You still have to get up and get things moving. The reality is, if you're not going to get up and go and do it, somebody else will. Outwork the competition. Be a marathon runner, not a sprinter. And you know what? It's so funny because I know one day I'll be sitting in my own studio with my own editing team, with my own business around YouTube. I'll be doing this full time as a job, which has always been my dream. And I'll be entertaining people and laughing with people, holding events, getting people together and trying to change lives. And I will achieve that. Because the one thing I'm not going to do, I might not have the money. I might not have the influencer friends or the people to share my videos and blow it up. I may not have the good looks. I may not have the perfect physique. I may not have everything in order. But the one thing I do have is that I will not give up. That is my unfair advantage. And that should be your unfair advantage. Because that is one thing you can train your brain to do. Not give up. It's now sank in after all these years. I can't give up anymore. I've given up everything over and over and over again. The question is, are you going to give up? Go and smash everyone with your work ethic. Go and do more reps than anybody else in the gym. Make sure you have a streak for every single time you turn up to work. Be there early and leave late. Learn more than everybody else. If you're in uni, study more than everybody else. Put the time in. Because that's also an unfair advantage. Listen, people can be richer than you. People can be better looking than you. People can have more links than you. People can have all of these different advantages. Everybody has, or anybody has, a certain advantage over everybody else. Make your unfair advantage your work ethic and the fact that you do not give up. Motivation, it comes and goes, man. It comes and goes genuinely. I am not motivated to make these videos. I'm not motivated to do YouTube videos or to make this happen. I'm driven and I will not give up. I will continue to strive and struggle and work on it and keep getting better and keep building these videos and make them better quality and research and spend more and more time on it. But right now I'm limited in my resources. So what I'll do is I'll do my best. And that's the point. Do what you can. If you can get in the gym for 10 minutes, get in the gym for 10 minutes. If you can film one video, film one video. Post it once a week. If you are trying to chase that football dream, if you can do one training session every day for 20 minutes, do it. The reality is, everything is impossible until it's done, and then it becomes possible. Listen, man, I just wanted to share with you guys, it's been an amazing journey. I appreciate those of you who've watched my videos, who've liked them across all of my platforms, but especially on YouTube, subscribing, watching the videos, leaving your feedback, leaving comments. Leave a comment below, something you regret, and a piece of advice for the younger generation. And if you're from the younger generation, Post your dream, man. Put your comment in there. Let's help each other. Let's create a community of dreamers that actually achieve what they're supposed to. And we're not here for quick wins. We're in this for the long run. I pray that you're successful. I pray that you will achieve your dreams. I pray that you will not give up. That's the most important thing. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and also, oh, by the way, I was just going to share with you guys as well, a little bit off topic, but I'm kind of testing something at the moment. So you would have probably seen that my YouTube channel has changed to Usaid Ali Shorts. That's because this channel is now going to become a shorts channel. And the only reason why is because I'm testing the algorithm a little bit. And I watched another brother on YouTube who basically has done these experiments before. And he was like, look, if you start a brand new channel, upload a certain type of way, YouTube's algorithm will support it. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to see it. We're at about 56 subscribers, 60 subscribers. So thank you guys. I love you guys. Obviously, most of the shorts channels will be there. I'll put a post out to the new channel, which will be all the long form videos. And we've got loads of content coming, man. I've got loads of stuff coming. I've got podcasts. I've got guests. I've got a lot of things going on. And I hope you enjoy it. And please leave a comment. It means the world to me. I read every single one and I really appreciate every bit of feedback. Like the video. Please subscribe if you can. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything and it helps content creators like me. Subscribe to the channel and share it with someone who can get some value from it. And go and get it as always. You got this.